This is a message from the gray whales on forgiveness. As a human species, you are currently operating under the universal law of attraction. We align with your mantra, what I think and what I feel, I bring into form. When you agreed to incarnate as a human into the third dimensional frequencies of Earth, you knew it would be a challenge to see the truth of who you really are. We know that you see your worthiness and empowerment as a challenge, as much of your reality here on Earth comes from a place of limitation. We tell you this is part of your understanding and the successful use of the law of attraction. When you remember the basic principles of this law and begin to use it consciously, you can then perceive yourself as a reflection of your own vibrational frequency. From this place, you can observe that you are creating and generating 100% of your reality, 100% of the time. Not sometimes, all the time, and at all levels. Everything you apply a judgment to, as good or bad or in between, is a direct reflection of your vibration in that moment. This is quite simply an example of how to observe and track your emotions, which are creating your experiences and therefore your reality. As you create on Earth, you have the lower chakra experiences, where many of you perceive yourself as a perpetrator or a victim. This system of energy and judgment is created from the operating system of the brain or the mind. The thinking, analytical process of the mind was created so that you may observe yourself and your world from a place of lack and limitation. In many ways, this is the polar opposite of the heart and your true nature as a divine being. This process allows you to have an experience that is polar or linear, and offers the experience of shadow, which is the opposite of your true nature. Earth is one of the only planets where you can come and experience something or someone that is offering a vibration that is less than loving. It is our hope that as humanity awakens to their true selves, they will use their free will to choose to live outside of this system of separation, lack, and limitation. It is each person's option to choose the vibration they feel most comfortable within to create their lives. We tell you that each of you will ultimately awaken. We are already witnessing many, many people that are now actively choosing to return to the way of the heart. They are finished with the limitation of duality and no longer wish to live and create outside of love. The heart is the true operating system for your life and for your multidimensional self. Your heart cannot experience lack or separation. When you return to living and creating from your heart, you will perceive yourself as a universal being of light in human form, and you will understand your own true nature. We tell you that you exist in many places and realms simultaneously. You are a multidimensional being connected to everyone and everything. In every moment, what you think, say, and do affects all of the other parts of yourself and the overall experience of your soul. However, here on Earth, this reality has been hidden. This allowed you to have the experience of living in duality. This is where there is a polar opposite to every experience. This energy of limitation in the third dimension supports the predator-victim cycle of consciousness that we mentioned. As you awaken and choose to release this limited way of living, you can remember that you also exist in the fifth dimensions and above, where we do not perceive ourselves as being separate from anyone or anything. This is the basic premise for existence in the higher dimensions. we know that every piece of reality is of our own making, and that all that we create affects the whole. This is demonstrated in your world by the cetaceans, who are the dolphins and the whales. As we live together on Earth, we live within pods, where everyone is telepathic and everyone knows that we exist to support the good of the many, not the self. We ask that you lovingly examine your life and the emotions or judgments that you are holding. If you are still seeing yourself as a victim, then you are not taking responsibility for your part of the co-creation with others. When you can examine that which is manifesting all around you as your own creation, you can move beyond playing out the predator or the victim part in the scenario. Then you can truly forgive yourself and all others and begin the process of forgetting. We tell you, if you have not forgotten that which has brought you pain or challenge, then you have not truly forgiven. If you are still referencing that which hurts you, you can still remember the situation, and it is triggering a negative emotional response. As long as you hold the energy in your body, where you can perceive yourself as victimized in some way, you are still going back over and over to a particular moment in time. This is a feedback loop of stuck energy that is repeatedly coming to you so that you will observe it. When you can bear witness to this situation, move into your heart. You can truly, actually remember that you created it with the intention of clearing it and not continue it. If you continue to resist it and use the energy of judgment and shame, it will return to you. It will come in multiple forms over and over again through people and places until you can lovingly examine it and choose again to release it and move on. In other words, you will continue to generate your own reflection until you use the power of your heart in true forgiveness to create a new reflection. And now we will remind you of the importance of living within your heart in the present moment. If you are not using your energy to be fully present in the now moment, you are back in the operating systems of your brain or mind. If you are fully engaged with the present moment now, it is impossible to reference the past or anything that is hurtful. The moment you disengage from the now, you move out of the operating system of the heart and back into the mind, where there is the eternal ping-pong game of judgment. We also remind you that when you are creating your life from your mind, you cannot take responsibility for anything you are creating that is not pleasing you. Within the mind, there will always be a judgment and a tendency to blame someone for something you do not like or agree with. The brain is polarized and was never meant to be the operating system of creation. This premise is one of the most misunderstood principles of creation on Earth. Your society has decided to teach you to be smart and think your way through things. This will never create joy or love or anything sustainable. We remind you that the feeling state of the heart should always be the premise for all of your creations. From the heart, everyone is intuitive and instinctively knows what to do, what to say. From the heart, the answer to everything is always loving, and there is no lack or judgment. So, beloved humans, our message to you is to remember that real forgiveness means no judgment. If you are still judging a situation in any way, we remind you you have not truly forgiven. We suggest that as you process and clear your fears and pains, you are gentle with yourself, and that you do it in layers. When you have the awareness you are still harboring ill feelings towards the energy of a person or a situation, check in with yourself and see what is going on with you at your mental and emotional levels. How does your body feel when you touch the emotions and thoughts of a situation? Does your body pull inward or contract? If you are feeling anything but total peace at all levels of your existence and experience, then there is more judgment to be released and integrated. Take deep breaths and allow the process to be gentle but consistent. We suggest you practice some type of pranic breath in your quiet morning meditation. Breathing the energy of Mother Earth and the Sun vertically into your body from 2 directions will assist you in regaining your balance and natural energy. Do this whenever possible outside, connected to nature. Stay in your heart center with your mind turned off. Remember, it is impossible to release from the level of the mind. It is possible that you may have forgiven at the mental level, but if you have not allowed yourself to feel the emotional components of the situation, you have not fully released the judgment. If you are having difficulty finding forgiveness, then we recommend you take a look at where you are playing out the same frequencies with another person and in another situation in your life. We guarantee you are playing it out in multiple ways. Although the energy that is offering you resistance may look different on the surface, we tell you the base thoughts, feelings, and emotions are the same. We tell you as you release the judgment in one area of your life, you release it in all areas. As an example, perhaps you have had a difficult time throughout your life forgiving your mother or your father for what you view as poor parenting skills. The energy behind these emotions is abandonment. Now, as an adult, you are experiencing the same frequency of abandonment from another perspective. In the current moment, you are not receiving as much attention and support as you would like and hope from a person in your life. Your abandonment issue is triggered. This time, because the sonar was slightly different, you are able to perceive it from another perspective. You're able to see that this person that you are not connecting with in a fulfilling way is not there to hold your hand. So you decide to stand in your own power this time, and you make important decisions on your own. You therefore move forward and proceed with independence and strength, with your own ideas and energy. Doing so allows you to see that you are capable of much more than you initially gave yourself credit for. As you clear this energy of abandonment, new opportunities are created for you to stand in your own power, claim your gifts, and expand. It is our intention in these teachings to help you remember that your reality is a reflection of your energy. Your thoughts, words, deeds, and emotional feelings are all mirroring back to you the truth of where you are standing in the present moment. In a practical sense, these patterns we speak of are often repetitive. When you look back at the many experiences in your life, you will see these frequencies being played out in many different scenarios. Although they may look drastically different on the surface, when you go deeper, they will be revealed to you. You will find similar patterns in what you continue to attract and create. As you go through this process of awakening to your true divine self, you will naturally gravitate into wanting integration, and you will begin to release your core judgments. As your vibrational frequency changes and expands from your heart, what you will be drawn to will also change. You will naturally begin to reflect a loving position of positive and non-reactive energy. Your higher self can then be more physically present within you, and your physical reality will change in accordance with your rising vibration. We wish to assist you now in understanding the importance of how you view linear time. Every decision you make, in essence, creates another timeline. The most important one, and the one for you to focus on is the one in which you currently find yourself in. We call this the now moment. In other words, living in the third dimension requires a singular focus. So at any time you focus on the past or the future, you are draining your energy and life force, sending it to a different timeline that you are not currently physically experiencing. Think of your soul as a spotlight, tightly focused on a singular point. As you drift into thinking or worrying about the past or the future, your tightly focused light is now diffused, with beams of light going off in all directions. Your physical form becomes depleted and you get tired. This is part of why it is so important for you to be focused in the now moment. This is just another example of how important it is to live and create from your heart center, where you can experience your full power and energy. Living in the heart and being fully present in the now is also the only way you will experience yourself as a multidimensional being. So we wish to share with you that we fully support humanity in your elimination of judgment. This requires forgiveness from the core of your being. As you choose to let go and clear the old linear ways of thinking and feeling, also please understand that forgiveness is not quite the same thing as no judgment. When you forgive, you can still have a judgment about a situation. You can eliminate the thinking process that triggers anger or despair through forgiveness and move forward while still holding on to an emotion of judgment around the core issue. Many times we hear people say, "I can forgive, but I'll never forget." We encourage you to work with your forgiveness and fully intend to forget as well, as you release any and all emotional charges or triggers about the issue. As you really let go at all levels of the mind and the emotions, you will release all that you consider toxic, negative, or emotionally challenging. There are many tools that are given to help you clear your path to living in balance and in love with all parts of your lives. Explore the power of using the violet flame to clear any and all negative energies and attachments. It is a powerful gift that is given from the divine, and it clears at the subatomic level when you are ready. This amazing royal purple light is encoded to release and transmute all lower and negative energies with ease and grace. Our Creator has bestowed the great whales with the violet flame as part of our living light fields, or Merkaba. It is our destiny and soul desire to serve humanity by using the power of our living light fields to assist each of you in clearing your fields. Simply summon our energy into your life and ask for our help. Remember to call upon us often as you work through the emotional baggage you still carry. We are here to assist you in clearing physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and helping you transform your physical bodies back into crystalline light. We are the ancients of this world, and we remember how to use our energy to help each of you return to the remembrance of who you really are. We are with you always. We are the great gray whales. Namaste, my Creator friends.